Hello everybody and welcome back. Yes, welcome back once again to Let's Play Motorsport Manager with the Phoenix Knights Racing Team. And in the last session, it's getting a regular theme this. Sundin was victorious. Is it the third time in a row? No, second time in a row. So she finished second in the first race, 2 wins, then a second, 2 wins. If we're following a pattern here, this might be a second. We'll see what happens. We're at Guildford for the British Grand Prix, home race for the Phoenix Knights team. We're hoping for a good result. But before we dive in, just a couple of things to catch up on. Not much has happened with the car. We are still developing our gearbox that wasn't completed in time for this race. But we have improved some of the reliability across the board, and we are forever increasing the performance of our gearbox and brakes, and now we are pumping all of our staff into that because our reliability is fairly high now. We're happy with that. Our headquarters continues to grow. There's another 4 weeks for the tour centre and a further 6 for the forecasting centre, which will greatly improve our strategy decisions. That's not to say we're making bad strategy calls this season, because we certainly aren't. Now that I've said that, commentator's curse, you might just go to the dogs. So the final thing to look at before we dive into the race itself is, of course, our little segment here of Meet the Team. So we've met Ruiz Motorsport, we know about them, Antonov, Mikhailovich, their team principal that seems to be screwing up every strategy decision known to man, but somehow they are still second in the constructors. We've looked at the Firebird team, headed by Sabado, who has given Sundin a run for her money on more than one occasion. We have Zampelli, who should be higher than they are, in all honesty. El Sadat again has given Sundin a race or two in the past. On their day, a formidable opponents, but they just don't seem to be switching it on either. Today's feature, we're looking at Silver Racing. Based in Brazil, they have been in this league from the start, from what I can remember, and they have a fair few Brazilian team members and staff. So their car, it's green and white, we've seen it, it's Cavalcanti and Mello. They are the 5th best car on the grid. Their drivers, 4th, headquarters, 6th, staff, 2nd best staff, and their sponsors, 8th. So yeah, kind of up there, kind of average. Mello we don't know a lot about, but he is their... Is he their main driver? Not good consistency or feedback, but potentially not so bad braking, overtaking, focus. Middle of the road for smoothness, adaptability and fitness. Not bad. Cavalcanti we know about. She's a potential to get 4-star, touching on 5. She's 22. A good little driver for this series. Good little driver. 2 Brazilians. Their lead designer's crap. They have got a real good race mechanic here. I mean, look at that. 2020, 2020, 16 concentration and 12 reliability. How on earth did they get him? Is what I have to say here. How on earth have they got a mechanic that good? Would he be interested in a switch? No chance. You never know, if we get promoted today to Pacific Cup, we may come knocking. Or we may not. Overpriced. We're not bothered about part fixes and chemistry, remember? It's just going to bunce up his price. Right, marketability is low. The chairman is a bit disappointed with the performance so far, as he should be, to be fair. They should be performing a little bit better than they are. The customary ring of the phone per every session, and I forget to turn it on mute. Yeah. Right, so that's Meet the Team, the Silver Racing Team. They have surpassed Dragon Race Team China for the time being. Right then, Now, if you believe this, you believe that pigs can fly, because the predicted forecast here in England is sunny on a practice, sunny on a qualifying, and sunny in the race. That is just so not realistic. It's unbelievable. That's just never going to happen. 3 days of sun? Are you having a laugh? In England, what month are we in? What calendar? What's the calendar? Oh, okay, it is summer. It is summer. We'll let them off. Right, and funnily enough, it's today is Wednesday that I'm recording this. You'll see this Thursday, and since Monday we have had great weather here in England. We have great sunshine up until Saturday, I believe, so that's almost a week of sun. So it is possible, it's just not very likely. Right, we have a new sponsor as of the last session, and it's Football Manager, funnily enough. 7th or above, and we get a bonus of 2 million. Why is that bigger than that? The reason is that Football Manager, their home race is this race here. They're a British sponsor, this is their home race, and we get 3.4 times bonus in this Grand Prix. That's why we actually get a bigger bonus for finishing in a lower position. So we'll take it. The parts have been fit, we're ready to go. Let's crack on. See you in qualifying. Alright, so before we hit the qualifying session, a quick look at the practice result. We know they don't really mean anything, but it's always nice to top the times. And as you can see here, we didn't just top the times, we topped the times. Valdez topped the times. He was 0.015 seconds quicker than Sundin, and we were 2.1 seconds faster than the rest. Now that is, even though it is only practice, that's still a fairly big gap. Does our car suit this track? Have we pushed all the stops out here? Pulled out all the stops for our home Grand Prix? Who knows? Let's see if our pace in qualifying is just as good. If we qualify 7th or above, we get 1 million smackers. Sounds like a deal and a half to me. Right, the weather is sunny. I don't think there's going to be any rain, so we are going to chance our usual strategy of waiting until the last minute before exiting the pits to do our flying lap. Our lap takes about 1 minute 16 seconds around here, so we'll go out with about 1 minute 30 to go. We will keep an eye on, we will keep an eye on the weather, but if it does turn sour towards the end, we're probably going to be too late to react to it. So we're relying on the weather reports being accurate and suggesting that it's going to be sunny with a bit of cloud, you know. For people filtering out about halfway through the session, there or thereabouts. Bit of cloud. Track grip is increasing all the time. No sign of rain. I was just double checking that cloud there. It looked like it could have been rain, but it's not. People are setting time. Sabado with a flying 1 minute and 9 seconds. I thought 1 minute 16. What was I thinking about? 1 minute 16? That is a quick time. That's a very quick time. Temperature's rising for a slight moment. People want to do that. Okay, just hold your horses, guys. Just hold your horses. Trust in Potter. Trust in Potter. He knows what he's doing. 95% of the time. Every time. Right, people are filtering into the pits. We've got a few people going out. Is now the time to go out? Let's just test the... No, I don't think so. I don't think so. People are still going... Yeah, they're still filtering out. We're still going to delay it. We're just going to delay it really late. Really late. We're going to delay. It's a delaying tactic here. Waiting for that grip to maximise. How late do we want to leave it though? How late do we want to leave it? Now. Sundin, go. Go. Sundin, go. Sundin, go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. Valdez. Valdez, Valdez, Valdez. Go. Go, 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 go. No, 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 no! Whoa, no, this could be bad for Valdez. He needs to pull away from this car. He needs to pull away now. And this son of a gun needs to get out of our way. Overtake. He should be coming in to the pits. He cannot let this car past him. He really cannot let this car past him. If he lets him past him, he's in big trouble. Sundin has filtered in nicely into a gap. She has filtered in absolutely spectacularly into a gap. Well timed, Sundin. Plenty of space to get you... Oh, she's mashed the brakes up. She's completely overheated the brakes here. Good tyre temps, but the brakes are naffed. And so far, Sabado is on pole. He is absolutely storming at the moment. He's out-qualified the Ruiz Motorsport team on a dry track. This is the first time that they have been out-qualified on a dry track. The only time they've been out-qualified is when we beat them last time on a wet track. So Sundin and Valdez managed to stay ahead by the looks of it. Only just. And this car ahead of him is on a flying lap as well, so he does have clear air. Sundin 4 tenths down on the fastest time. Valdez 5 tenths. This is going to be good enough probably for 5th place for Sundin. That's quite disappointing. 6th. And Valdez 11th. Holy moly. What happened there? What happened there? What happened to that absolutely blistering practice pace? Wow. That... I mean, we've just scraped through the sponsorship deal, that's fine. Still get our bonus. But this is Sundin's... Is this Sundin's lowest qualifying position? I mean, she might have qualified lower than this after a blunder or two in the past. But in terms of, you know, her going out on a clear track on a dry day, 6th position. That's going to make for an interesting race, that's for sure. Okay, so we'll check out the grid in the next screen because we can see it better. The screen here just keeps moving. All the time it moves down. It annoys the hell out of me. So, Sabado. Well done to Sabado. I mean, in the last race, he was pushing Sundin hard, but he had to retire. Well, he had to go into the pits to fix some parts, which hampered his race significantly. But he is looking very quick. Back end of this season, I think he's going to be the one to beat, personally. It looks like the Firebird team are really developing their car very well throughout the season. So the race objective is to finish 7th or above, which you would imagine should be a possibility. The temperature, it says August in the United Kingdom, is very cool, 13 degrees. It's sunny though. We're not expecting any rain. We're going to go for the soft tyres and race trim. Hopefully this bonus will provide us with a boost in the old race. 15% tyre performance on the soft tyres and in race trim. We're going to need every ounce of that bonus, I'm telling you, by the looks of things. Right, it's a 14-lap race, which means we have to do 2 stops. We're doing 2 5-lap stints, more than likely. I think with Sundin, we'll go the longer stint. I'm umming and ahhing whether we should actually go with used softs, so we could have 3 soft stints. Probably not with her. We'll see how it goes. We'll go for the a set of new soft tyres to start with, and we're going to bring her in on lap 4. Yes. With Valdez, who is a little bit further back on the grid, he's midfielding in 11th position, probably going to be caught up in traffic, although he has had some flying starts in the past. He is going to do something a little bit out there. He is going to go on the used softs, and he's going to come in lap 3. Do a very short first stint, come in early, get out in some clear air, push hard on the middle stint, and see where that takes him. He's going to try it. he's going to try something different. Valdez is the one to try things. He's the one to push the boat out, the one to try and do something out of the ordinary. He has to do. Sundin seems to always play it defensive, play it cool. She just does what she needs to do. She's so far ahead in the championship she can afford to not even finish on the podium if she wants, but she will be pushing to get there. We'll see how the race pans out. We've got some work to do here. So here's the grid. We have Sabado Firebird on his first pole of the season. Is this his time? Or is his car going to let him down once again? Ruiz Motorsport. It wouldn't be a front grid without Ruiz on there, and Antonov pipped at the post, but does hold second place. El Sadat for Zampelli. Couple of bad races, but he's back near the front, third position, and Mikhailovic demoted to fourth place. This is a low qualifying by his standing. Masilella, Vaxala, they've been a bit quiet recently. These crept up into fifth position. Or should I say crept up into fifth position. And Sundin, sixth position for her. A little bit lower than she would have liked, but she's capable of pulling out something from this position. No problem at all. Silver Racing, we looked at them at the start of this session. Seventh position, with the second Vaxala car in eighth. Gerard Firebird in ninth position, with Mello, the second Silver Racing, in 10th. And wait for it, here he is. It's the reigning champion, it's Valdez. He's in 11th. So we have work to do. Can we do it? As the lights go red. 3, 4, 5 lights. And it's go, and Sundin's off to a slow start. Valdez is off to a decent start. He's flying up the... Look, here he goes again. Here he goes again. The superstarter Valdez is off and flying. Is it the light fuel load, or is it that he is just a superior starter? He always seems to do this. He's up into ninth place. He's racing side by side with Sundin. Don't touch. Just don't, for the love of God, touch. He is in ninth. He's pushing. Sundin's off to a terrible start. She is struggling at the moment, but now she's back over. Oh, she's gone back past Valdez and into 8th position. Now she's finding her stride, but Valdez is fighting back. Valdez is... Oh, and Sundin's... Look at this. It's toing and froing between the teammates here. Toing and froing between the teammates. And Valdez finishes in 8th position and is pushing hard. He is pushing hard. Temperatures are low, so we can afford to push hard here to get the temperature into the tyres. In fact, we could probably do with pushing even harder, but we won't for now. As Valdez is in 7th position, he is coming in, of course, very early, as he's now up into 6th position here. Sundin is in 11th. She's having a torrid time, is our thundering Sundin. As El Sadat is in the lead, Sabado is in second, Mikhailovic third, Gerard Antonov and Valdez is in 6th. Here we go. There's no overtaking, somebody's crashed. It's Gomez, the former Phoenix Racing driver, as now Valdez is going to push. He's going to push hard now as he's going to start his in-lap. Parts will be fine, strategy will be fine. It's a very short stint. He's going to come out in open air. Go Valdez! You can do it, son! You need to get some momentum going if you're to challenge Sundin for this championship. Sundin's tyre temps are just not going up at all. As Valdez now passes... Oh, he was temporarily passed up there, past Antonov into 5th. It doesn't matter. He'll be pitting now. As Sundin, she's not going to have enough laps, not enough fuel. Here we go. Valdez in the pits. The fueling is done. A great fueling stop. A good tyre change. A fast outlap should be enough to see him hopefully surpass some of those drivers. Here we go. Right, Sundin now, she's managed to creep up into 6th position. She's pushing those tyres hard. She can't push the fuel. She's a bit low on fuel, but she will be coming in. Don't forget to pit there. Don't forget to pit. Holy. Almost forgot. I'm going to fuel her maximum fuel. long stint here as Gerard seems to be struggling with the pace here. We are already 14 seconds behind El Sadat. We cannot afford to get stuck behind too many slower cars. Here's Sundin's stop. The refuelling goes well. The tyre change goes well. It's good and good all round. Right, we're going to have to check out Valdez. And Valdez has flown right past. Valdez has flown past Sundin. He is ahead of Sundin at the moment. But she's going to have a lap of pushing. Valdez, on the other hand, is going to have a lap of high. High and high, I think we'll keep him on. Sundin has to push hard. Valdez. Here he comes. He's already catching up to the pack. We want them to be pitting to get out of our bloody way. That's what we want. Here we go. I'm just watching a car go around a track at the moment. There's no other cars to watch, but the leaders are all pitting now, so this is going to be a true test. Has Valdez managed to leapfrog a couple of cars as he crosses the line here? He's crossing the line. He's come out behind Mikhailovic and behind Sabado, who is a whopping like 9 seconds ahead of us. As Sundin is pushing hard. She's catching up slightly to Valdez, who is on the tail of Mikhailovic. Sabado is ahead. What happened to Antonov? He's down in 8th now. He's dropped a few positions here. No idea what happened there. And who's this? Who is this? Is this somebody out of fuel? It is. It's Sario. He's out of fuel. Out of fuel and out of luck as Valdez crosses the line. Sundin has probably got a bit of fuel to play with here. She's not going to go high and high. She's pushing hard enough. Car condition is okay. Sabado is just so far ahead. Where has he found this extra pace from? Where has he found this pace from? We do not know. I mean, even Ruiz Motorsport are 10 seconds behind him. This is like almost unprecedented. What the hell is happening? As Valdez comes around, he's going to have to do one more lap. There we go. This is his in lap, so we will do the old push. He has another set of softs to use, whereas Sundin only has the mediums, unless she uses a used set, which I don't think will last the entirety of the race. He puts the fuel to the top. Normal pit stop strategy. Valdez ahead of Sundin here, but not ahead of the other cars. He's not ahead of Ruiz Motorsport. He's not ahead of Mikhailovic. Not ahead of Sabado. What is Sabado doing? He is seeming to be in cruise control at this moment in time. I will check out Sabado very shortly. But look at that. He's just managing. He's just 10 seconds ahead constantly there. No pressure. As Valdez comes in for his stop. Please, no mistakes. It's a good pit stop. He's out. He's got full laps of fuel. He's ready now. He's going to the end on soft tyres. So he's got a good chance. And he's fed out nicely into some clean air as well. So, yeah. He's also going to have to watch the tyres. Watch the fuel, sorry. Right, Sundin, 5 to 7 laps. Has she missed her stop? No, she hasn't missed her stop, no. That's how much fuel she'll have at the end at the pit stop. Right, okay, I got a bit concerned there. So after this pit stop, it's going to be lap 10, which means there's going to be 5 laps to go. She could just about make it. We're going to have to put her on the tyres because we're going to have to do it because she needs to push as hard as possible. She needs as much assistance to try and get past Mikhailovic. And we should have absolutely hammered the tyres here, but we didn't. Right, she's coming into the pits. This is her final stop. Full tank of fuel. Tyre change is good. She's got excess, so she can actually push. As there goes Valdez. Again, he's into third. Sundin is fourth. Mikhailovic is on the medium tyre though. So this is where Valdez has to make it count. He is 4 seconds behind Mikhailovic, but he's on the quicker tyre. The gap to... Where's Sabardo gone? He's screwed up again. He's screwed up again. He's down in 16th. I can't believe it. Sabardo was on the charge, and like in the last race, he's had to fix his parts in the pits. Does this explain why he is... why he's retiring? We can't push the tyres too hard with Sundin. She has to get to the end of the race, don't forget. So we're going to have to actually go, I think, regular. As Valdez is pushing like crazy. He is pushing like crazy to try and close that gap. It is down to 4 seconds. It is coming down. Sundin is flying up behind him. She has full use of the engine because of the fact that she has the fuel in the bag. Can we rein in Mikhailovic? 4.1. You can push. You can put the engine mode to high for now. Got a bit of fuel to play with. Not much, but a bit, as Sundin is also coming towards the back end of her fuel load. So it's second and third positions here for Phoenix Racing. Sabardo has had another catastrophe after looking so comfortable. And Sundin's engine is looking not so comfortable. 28% compared to the 43% for Valdez. She's going to have to turn it down. She's going to have to turn her engine down. It's not going to hold. Is Valdez going to outperform Sundin here for only the second time this season, if I'm right in thinking that? Mikhailovic is extending his lead now. He's up to 5 seconds. He's pushing the tyres very hard. His engine is into push. It looks as if he might have the legs here. So who's in fourth? Heemsoff is in fourth position for Vexala. Gerard for Firebird is in fifth. Mello for Silver is in 6th, with Hong Liao in 7th. El Sadat qualifying up in the, near the front of the grid. He's now in 18th. Some calamity has befallen him. Sabardo, he was cruising. He's come a cropper. Antonov as well. Here we go. This is the final lap now. What in the hell? Mikhailovic has a problem. But I think he's going to make it. So there we have it. Mikhailovic crosses the line to victory, but Valdez nabs second spot, and Sundin, she's in third. Not a bad result considering the qualifying positions. Not a bad result. But you can't help but think that we were handed that due to the misfortunes of others. But as they do say, you got to get to the end. And if they couldn't because their parts were knackered, well, that's their problem. So I think, is that Mikhailovic's first win of the season? It might well be. I think it might well be. So well done, Mikhailovic. 2 softs and a medium stint, and Valdez with the short stopper. This is where I think he passed Sundin by doing a very short first stint. She was caught up in a bit of traffic. After the first stops were finished and she came out after her stop, he was ahead. And he never relinquished that spot. Sundin on the back foot. He also had use of the used soft tyres, as did Sundin at the end as well, to be fair. So we managed to squeeze out 3 soft stints for both cars. But yeah, 2 podiums. It's a good result for the constructors. We lose no ground on our nearest rivals. And Sundin loses a little bit of ground to Valdez in the Drivers' Championship. And Mikhailovic, well, he's so far back it doesn't matter. So let's take a look at the tables, shall we? Let's hope that Mikhailovic has got an illegal part, just to completely ruin his day. That would be absolutely hilarious, wouldn't it? Somehow, I don't think so. Fastest lap, Sabardo. Not a surprise. What is a surprise is he had to pick for a repair for the second race running, which completely screwed his race up. Goodness gracious. Right then, so yes, maximum points for Mikhailovic, Valdez with 6 and Sundin with 4. It's not the top step this time for Sundin. Is she slipping? Is she buckling under the pressure? No, don't think so. You win some, you lose some. You can't win all the time. But I suppose the slightly worrying thing is, if you can call it a worry, is that the other cars are looking like they are developing quite nicely. So it's going to be an interesting end to the season. But we do have a very nice gearbox coming shortly, so that should help us out. Anyway, here is the Drivers' Championship standings. Sundin, of course, still top of the pile, but her gap has been cut. Valdez gaining by a massive 2 points. He is now only 27 points behind, but he's still comfortably in second spot. Mikhailovic moves up into third, now on 18 points, tied with Sabardo, with Antonov down there in fifth. El Sadat, Zampelli Engineering, 6th position, and good old Hong Lao in 7th. In the constructors, I think, well, we haven't lost or gained any. We get 10 points, as do Ruiz Motorsport in that race, so we remain 53 points clear with only 4 rounds to go. That constructor's title is getting ever nearer. And we are the coolest team in the series. Of course we are. Well said. I gotta admit, after that practice session, I really thought we were going to do really well in the race there. I know practice is practice, but to be 2 seconds quicker, I really thought our car was suited to that track. But it was not to be. Sundin's winning streak comes to an end, but she's still happy to be on the podium. Her stats increase. All round, we're happy. Even better, we get 2.4 million. Call it 2.5 if you want to round it up. Added to the bank balance. That'll bring a smile to anyone's face. There is a quick overview once more of the league table. Drink it in. It's looking good. Sundin still top of the shop. Right, here we are. This is it. This is the end of the session. The next race is Tondela in Portugal for the 2nd time, I believe. It is. We finished 2nd and 3rd the first time around. See what we can do this time. It is a slightly different version of the track. Could be rain. That might spice things up nicely. And fingers crossed, before the next race we shall have use of our new gearbox. 4 days it will be built, a couple of days to get it repaired and reliable, and then we're going to stick it on Sundin's car and see what it does. Watch her fly. Let's have a look at what the interview is all about. Anything of interest? She did not run out of fuel and drop a position. Are you going to apologise? This... don't be ridiculous. Nothing happened. Ooh, maybe I should have just apologised for the... just stop whining. You didn't run out of fuel. This is why I don't do the interviews usually. Off camera, I don't do them. they're just always flipping negative. We got double podium. Oh, she's fuming, she ran out of fuel. But anybody with half a brain and some eyes could quite clearly see that she did not run out of fuel. Anyway, I digress slightly. So join me in the next session when we shall head to Portugal once more and hopefully continue on our run towards promotion to the Asia Pacific Cup. Till then, see you soon.